hard to go live from this channel. Sit there, press the button, press the button, press the damn button, press the damn button, press the damn button. Sort of like merging.
In 1,000 feet, use the left 2 lanes to turn slightly left onto San Bernardino Freeway. Signs for I-10 East, San Bernardino.
Yeah.
Use the left 2 lanes to turn slightly left onto San Bernardino Freeway. Signs for I-10 East, San Bernardino.
Yeah, so,
Continue for 5 miles.
So, you know, I had a conversation with my boss this morning. Well, this midday, really. And he said that it would make his life a lot easier if I went to 3 days, 8-hour shifts. You know, he's actually working really hard to give me hours. I mean, they're scheduling hours that they don't need worked so that we can pay our bills, but it's just not good enough, you know? I can't be mad at my boss, he's doing his best, but I can be mad at the system that's falling apart. So I talked to him today and I said, you know, rather than giving me 5 days, 32 hours, 2 8-hour shifts and 3 split shifts, it would make your life easier if I went to 3 days, 8 hours, or even 2 days, 8 hours, and got another job. And he said, yeah, that actually would make my life a hell of a lot easier. Okay. So, I have a job interview tomorrow. I called in knowing I was going to schedule a job interview. It's a phone interview. It's not like, you know, I'm going down somewhere, putting on a suit or anything like that, but it's an interview, you know, I mean, it's something. But, you know, on the one hand, like, I calculated it. And on the one hand, you know, you're making less per hour. Like, a difference between a 6-hour shift and a 8-hour shift, you know, you make, like, I would make maybe $10, $15 more on the 8-hour shift at the lower pay rate. Because my job, it doesn't pay great, you know, it pays okay. It's the kind of job that, you know, it pays above average for the jobs that are open. I mean, you know, like, there are plenty better paying jobs. There are plenty worse paying jobs. And I mean, you know, like, there are 2 guards on the detail I work. There's the morning guard, and then there's me. And I don't really want to give up hours to the other guard, but there's no way I could say give me 4 and give her 3. It doesn't work that way. Okay. So if I can get another 40-hour shift, cut myself down to 3 shifts with that, meaning, okay, I'm working 8 shifts a week, all right? No overtime, but 8 shifts a week. It's gonna suck, but that's life. Now, I will say this much about the job I have, okay? For the most part, my 8-hour shift is really chill, you know? Every now and again, somebody comes to the door. I patrol the building, you know, maybe once an hour, maybe even less. They really don't care. And, I get to spend a lot of time on my laptop, all right? So, other than the fact that I'd rather be at home, I'd rather have the internet. There's no internet at my work. There's no Wi-Fi, there's no cell service. You can't sit there watching YouTube videos on your phone. It don't work that way. You know, like, so What you have is what you bring with you, right? But let's be clear on the fact that even if, it wasn't like that. All right, even if it wasn't like that, I still ain't got much I can do about it, you know? Like, if I had cell phone service, I could only use so much high-speed internet before the system says, okay, you've used all the high-speed internet. I mean, the one thing I really don't care for is the fact that I don't have really easy access to my car. I can't be like leaving stuff in my car and then being like, all right, let me go get that later. It's like, no, it's a process getting to my car. It's annoying. It's not like super, super hard, but it's not easy either. But anyway, so yeah, you know, man's got to work. So I figure if I have this other job, I mean, ideally, what would happen is I would get another job that's chill, you know, one where I'm not on my feet, one where, you know, it's like, okay, maybe stuff happens, maybe it doesn't. Preferably one where there's a decent desk. It's what I would really like, a decent desk to work at. That's my big problem with my current job is, well, other than the paycheck thing, is it, you know, the podium I work at is pretty uncomfortable. It's kind of small, easy for things to fall off, and there's no power. I mean, yeah, I work inside a building and there's electricity in the building, but there's no place like I can plug in an extension cord where it's not in the way. It's always going to be like that, okay? And I mean, I tell you, ideally, I would bring 3 computers to work. I would have a rendering computer, a reference computer, or a typing computer, a word processing computer, and then like a watching computer. And I would probably watch movies on both, but I mean, it's easier for me to have like, okay, here's a movie that's cringe. Let me watch on this side. Here's a movie that's not cringe. Let me watch on, you know, like it's just easier. But because there's no electricity and I only have so much time, and so much power that I can bring with me, yeah, I mean, the thing for me to do at this point is start reading books, which I'm fine with. I love books. You know, but hopefully this other job, either I'm at some place where there's electricity, or at least I'm at some place where there's enough of an environment for me to read. Because, I mean, like, there are places I go, you got what you bring with you. There isn't even a place to use the restroom. I've dealt with a couple of jobs like that where it's like, okay, you know, you can go piss in the bushes. Wonderful. But, I mean, the other thing is, like, look, I could buy a bigger power unit. I even have the one picked out that I want.
In a quarter mile, keep right to stay on I-10 East.
It's like $350, or at least it was before inflation. I don't know, maybe it's gotten more now. I'm not really keeping up with it. But, you know, it's like, what I need is 2 of them.
Keep right to stay on I-10 East.
Why do I need 2 of them? Because I forget to charge the dang things. And it's like, yeah, you know, you take one of them.
Continue on I-10 East for 4 miles.
Before your next shift, plug it in, and then the last one was charging, you know, it was there for 24 hours. Now, you know, I don't know, like if I get another job, I don't know what the hours are going to be. It could be 10 to 6, it could be 11 to 7, it could be anything like that. And I might not have the ability to go home, you know? Like, my job now, there is a shower. I don't know if there's hot water, but there's definitely a shower. I could get in there and I could, you know, wash up after a really long shift. So, like, ideally, it's like I would get off at maybe 9 o'clock in the morning at my other shift, come to this, and, you know, it's like it's straight through. You know, it's even possible, like I could leave my power unit at that work and be like just charging it. And like, you know, they're not going to say anything. They're going to be like, hey, why are you doing that? It's like, you know, they'd be cool about it. There are probably even a few places where I could just stash it and no one, you know, it's just no one would know. I just tell the boss, hey, I'm charging my power unit. I don't want the other guard to see it. You know, I don't want them messing with it. And he'd be like, cool, Richard, that ain't no thing. You know, like that's the world we live in. It's not going to be fun for me to be like, hey, you know, I got all this effing work to do. But what I need, okay, what would be ideal for me is a work hard, play hard mentality. And in order for that to work, you need to be making money. And it's like, yeah, at my work, I could go out there and get one of them 7-inch laptops. I think they're around $400. Like, I don't need a great laptop. I just need one that does all the things that laptops do, right? And the 7-inch laptop will pretty much do everything I needed to do except for the rendering. I think I need a bigger unit for that. But then if I'm going to get a computer, I'm not going to spend $400. I'm going to spend easily $1,000. It's just one of those things, you know what I mean? But, you know, an ideal situation is one where I can bring my rendering computer with me wherever I go, have power, and render. Okay, what is rendering if you don't know? It's making videos. It's what it is. You know, it's like you come home from a shift, you've watched a few movies, maybe read a book or two, and then you stand in front of the camera and you say, yes, okay, here's my experience reading this book and watching this movie. You know, that's how those things work. But, you know, it takes easily an hour to render. So if you're sitting there for 8 hours and you're not really doing much else, you know, that computer is going to sit there and think about it. And then you're going to be out there doing whatever else. So it's pretty cool, really. But I mean, do understand that after you render a video, you got to check to make sure the video rendered properly. Because maybe you clicked the wrong thing, or maybe you didn't edit it right. So you got to do that. I mean, I used to have this thing where I would render videos and not check them. And I remember I had like a video that had 15 minutes of just darkness. And what had happened was there was a sliver, maybe 1/10 of a second, of video that got pushed.
In 1.5 miles, take exit 26A for Walnut Grove Avenue.
Walnut Grove Avenue. So yeah, look, I like my job, you know, and when I was getting 46 hours a week, all right, you know, I was bringing home a pretty good paycheck, you know, and now I'm hoping to go to 64 hours a week, where I'd be probably bringing, I mean, even if I'm working one job minimum wage, I will be making more money than the 46. If I could go back to the 46, I'd still do it because, you know, it was a lot more fun, but, you know, hey, you can't always have what we want. Now, I will say this much. It is entirely possible that in November, my secondary guard there, the morning guard, will take time off, November and December. And they could put me back to 40. But in the meantime, I'm losing so much money, I can't afford to pay for things. I mean, I am not opposed to working 80 hours a week if I can do it. And if it comes to, we'll give you, you know, we'll give you 40 hours a week, the question comes, can I choose which days? You know, because there are like 2 days, maybe even 3 days, I don't know, maybe, at my work where there's just nothing going on. And yeah, you know, you take an extended lunch, get an hour or so sleep. It's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's not the greatest idea in the world, but if there's nobody there, this particular job and only this particular job doesn't mind. Other jobs would mind, but I mean, it's like I can tell you, hey, you know, boss, like I'm going to need to take a nap on my break. And again, it's an empty building, so, you know, you set an alarm, make sure you're doing your hourly patrol. You do that, take a little bit of a nap, nobody's going to care. Now, whatever other job I get, someone's probably going to care. But then, I mean, I think they said something like she'd be out for maybe 60 days, maybe less. And it's like, you know, they're not going to give me the 56 hours a week. They're not going to give me, hey, come in every day as much as you can. They would be like, hey, you know, come in for 40 hours, you know. They might even be like, you know, dude, if you can't work like 8-hour shifts, like could you work maybe 6 hours a day but come in 7 days a week or something like that? I mean, I don't know. Or come in, basically, I think they'd be like, don't work for more than 8 hours a day. But, you know, like you could come in like for four 6-hour shifts and then 2 8-hour shifts, and we'd still be good, you know. Might be flexible. They may not, though. I don't know.
In 600 feet, take exit 26A for Walnut Grove Avenue. Take exit 26A.
You know, but the bottom line being,
in 1,000 feet, turn left onto Hellman Avenue.
You know, money is the blood of life. Without that money,
at the
I
light,
can't
turn
do
left
anything.
onto Hellman Avenue, then turn right onto Walnut Grove Avenue.
Got a zip on my lip here. Yeah, I did something dumb yesterday. I ate pizza. Bad for my diabetes. But anyway, yeah, I mean, this is the world this is what we're doing. And I don't know, man. I mean, my experience, I don't think I've ever been hired for a job where I did a virtual interview. Well, no, I have. I didn't take the job. I was hired for it. And this guy, I mean, you know, I told him I start work at 12:30, and he says, you know, well, can you do an interview at 11? I think 11:20 or 11:10, something like that. I'm like, how long's the interview? I like to leave for work early. You know what I mean? I don't like to be late. I swear this is the longest red light. Now, it looks like there's somebody watching. Yeah, guys, I'm driving, so I'm not going to be reading your comments. Sorry about that.
At the light, turn right onto Walnut Grove Avenue.
Yeah, what's going on is that in order to get this channel going, I'm doing live streams as I drive.
Continue on Walnut Grove Avenue for 1.5 miles.
You know, right now I'm not driving to my house. I'm driving to an ATM to deposit my paycheck. I get a physical paycheck with my current job. But hey, guys, thanks for checking in. So anyway, the subscribers that are here, or the people that are here who are watching, probably are familiar with my no one likes onions problem. I filed a copyright strike against him, and he has filed a counter strike. So apparently, the only way I can stop him from using my content is to actually sue him. And I have 10 days to do that before he can put my video back on his video. Life is hard, and so am I. You've got to give me something before I die. I need some Novocaine for the soul. You've got to give me something to fill the hole. So yeah, as I say, with this particular channel, I'm trying to find a way to get content on here while I'm doing other things. You know, and I got so much flack over my videos on my personal channel, Richard Leland Neal, that I've decided that I should probably finish cleaning my house before I post any more of those videos. Because it's just, you know, everyone's trying to give you stupid advice. Everybody's got to stick their nose in somebody else's business. You know, it's one of those things. There's a type of therapy, you know. There's a type of therapy where you just repeat whatever the patient says. You know, you walk in there and the patient says, "Hi," and you just repeat everything they say. It goes, So I'm here for therapy. Yes, you're here for therapy. And the idea behind this therapy is that most people really already know what they need. You just need to affirm that. And there's a certain level of truth to it. Sometimes confirmation is a big part of life. That's the world we live in. I am coming up on my destination in short order, so I will be going offline shortly.
In a quarter mile, turn right.
Yep, there we go. Quarter mile. Yeah, I have too
At the
much
light,
commute.
turn right, then turn left.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I am coming into the parking lot here. I have things to do. I will talk to you all later. I'm Richard.